Welcome back to New Day Northwest. U.S. Open tennis is happening right now in New York City. And recently, Team New Day found out that not only does the U.S. Open have an official drink, but the creator of that drink is from Mercer Island. And here to make us the Honey Deuce is Nick Mautone. Welcome to New Day.
Thank you.
I am so excited to try this. So how do you come up with a drink for the U.S. Open?
So many years ago, this was about 17 years ago now, when the drink was created, I was working with GREY GOOSE Vodka, brand ambassador for them. GREY GOOSE became a sponsor of the U.S. Open, and they wanted to create the signature drink. And it's only a 2-week period in New York at the U.S. Tennis Association, Billie Jean King Center, right?
Yes.
Stadium and so on. And they were really looking for something spectacular. And the year before, GREY GOOSE, they were doing about 10,000 drinks per 2-week period. That's a lot. So we came up with the idea of using GREY GOOSE original vodka, a couple of other ingredients. I was coming home from the first meeting, stopped at a farmer's market on my way back to my house in New York, picked up some honeydew melon, some plums, some local fruits to make dessert, made some melon balls for a fruit salad while drinking a GREY GOOSE martini, and the light bulb went off. Ooh. And then I said, okay, there you have it. There's tennis balls.
That's perfect.
So the original drink was a lot more complex because, as a mixologist and, home entertainer, you want to do something fun. But when you start thinking, okay, how do you get, bartenders you've never worked with to do 10,000 drinks in 2-week periods? So we simplified it and came up with this. And I think they're doing well over 100,000 drinks per 2-week period now. It's become legendary, like the Pimm's Cup at Wimbledon.
Like the Pimm's Cup. I love it. I still can't get over how clever the tennis balls with the melon balls. All right, so how do we make it? Okay,
let's start. We're going to get the melon balls, and I'm just going to give you one. This is called a Parisian scoop, and the idea is just to squeeze it in here, spin it around a couple of times, and do that. And what I tell people is do the whole melon, and whatever's left, save, scoop out, put it in the freezer, make sorbet, throw it into a pitcher of lemonade, and have a nice, refreshing honeydew melon lemonade, something along those lines. Keep it super simple. Okay, so what I do is I'm going to take these here, I'm going to put a couple into the glass with a little bit of ice. This is my personal way of doing it, right?
Well, this is the way we're doing it then.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to start with our GREY GOOSE Vodka.
About 2 ounces?
Yeah, about 2 ounces. You can go give or take. If you like it stronger, go ahead. If you want it lighter, a little bit more refreshing, do that. Then we're going to do lemonade. Okay. Now this is, you can see this is fresh squeezed lemonade, simple syrup, very simple, very easy.
You added a little simple syrup to it?
That's correct.
Okay. And it is important to have fresh squeeze. You don't want to buy that changes the taste.
And I always say to people, I don't judge on shortcuts. If you need to buy, lemonade made, at whatever from the grocery store, go right ahead. It's a shortcut. But I like to make it fresh myself. And then I think the topper that makes it more a little bit pink is the Chambord, which is a raspberry flavored liqueur. Just enough to let it. I love the way it drizzles down.
I like the way it drizzles.
We're going to put a straw in there, and then of course the official. There you go.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
I'll let you try that.
Look at that. Cheers.
Often while you're tasting, I tell people that the pro tip for me is make the honeydew melon balls the day before, make a honey deuce the day before, put them together in a Tupperware, put it in the freezer, so that the honeydew melon balls absorb the flavor of the honey deuce. They get a little bit slushy, but they stay really, really well. And then the next day when you serve it, or even 3 days later if you like, you've got these perfectly flavored honeydew melon balls that taste just like the drink. So it's light and refreshing.
Just want you to know you've created my new obsession. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed with this.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It goes down a little too easily, too. I'm not going to lie. But I'm not putting it down just yet. What are some other drinks that you love to make, especially as we're changing seasons?
Okay, so I'm going to make a drink that I call the Paladin Pear. And this is a drink that I created many years ago at a restaurant in New York called Gramercy Tavern, where I was managing partner of the restaurant.
Ooh, okay.
It's named after a very famous French chef who sadly passed away too young from cancer, Jean-Louis Paladin. He was one of the original French chefs doing Nouvelle Cuisine, brought Nouvelle Cuisine to Washington, D.C. One of my favorite chefs, one of my favorite persons at that time before his untimely passing. And he came to Gramercy and did an event with us. For Share Our Strength. It was a hunger relief benefit. And he mentioned that his favorite drink was gin and pear, in some combination. So I created this drink for Jean-Louis Paladin. It's been one of my signature entertaining in the fall ever since then. So we keep it nice. And
I've never had gin and pear, but I love pear, and I do love me some gin.
I happen to love pears as well, and I think the key with pears is that these are, when we talk about Northwest, Washington State is the #1 producer of pears in the country. I think Oregon is #2, but it's the official state fruit of Oregon. I'm a pear junkie, so I always have, you know, a variety of different pears in my house. That's what I eat, and that's what I like to entertain with.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to take a little bit of, I'm using agave nectar, so we're just going to do just a splash of agave nectar.
Okay, like half an ounce.
Yeah, exactly. Just to get it a little sweet, because the pears themselves are sweet.
That's sweet enough. Okay.
You can make it more tart, more sweet, whatever you like. You want to squeeze it.
May I smell this gin?
Yes, please.
I do love the gin. Whew.
Runaway lime.
We only have about a minute left.
Okay, so let's just get these
Oh, that
in
smells
here.
so gorgeous.
And we're going to give
fragrant.
this a,
So you muddle the pears.
yep, muddle the
It's
pears.
okay to get messy on set. Have you not seen me eating and cooking today?
Okay, there you go. Now we're going to top it with just a splash of chartreuse, which is a green.
What is chartreuse? I mean, I know the color, but I don't know the liquor.
So did you know that the color was named after the liquor?
Really?
Okay, and we're going to put about 2 ounces of the gin.
Okay. The color was named after the liquor?
That's right. So it's about 75 different herbs that have culminated in this liquor made by the Chartreusian monks.
You have taught me so much today. I had no idea about the pears in Washington State, I'm ashamed to say, and now I know where the name chartreuse comes from.
There you go.
And I'm not mad about any of it.
So it's the Chartreusian monks.
I gotta be honest, you know, I have had a lot of cocktails on New Day Northwest, but so far, and I'm just about to try this, these are all my flavor palettes that I love.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good too. These are some of my favorite cocktails. Thank you so much. You have so many wonderful books we didn't really get to talk about, but we will talk about it more on the InstaWebs.
Sure.
Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
My
and
pleasure.
My friend, cheers.
Cheers.
Can I
Thank
take
you
this
very
with
much.
me for the rest of the day?
Absolutely.
All right.